Have you ever lain awake at night, replaying a single conversation in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Or maybe you overanalyze a simple text message, reading between the lines until your brain feels like it's on fire. That's the trap of overthinking. It feels like control, like you're preparing for every outcome, but in reality, it's a mental prison you build for yourself. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize how deep this prison goes. Let's start with something simple. Imagine you send a message to your friend and they don't reply right away. A normal brain might think they're probably busy. But an overthinking brain, it runs a full investigation. Did I say something wrong? Do they hate me? Are they ignoring me on purpose? Did they see me online and decide not to answer? Within seconds, you've created an entire soap opera in your head. Or picture this, you're at work, your boss gives you quick feedback, just one short sentence. For most people, it's fine. But if you're an overthinker, you dissect every word, every pause, even the tone. Suddenly, you convince yourself that you're about to get fired, even when you're actually doing great. Overthinking is like having a microscope permanently attached to your brain. Instead of seeing the bigger picture, you zoom in on the tiniest details until you lose perspective completely. So, why do we do this? Why does the brain torture itself with endless loops of what-ifs? Psychologists suggest that overthinking often comes from two main roots: fear and control. Maybe as a child, every small error you made was criticized. So now, as an adult, your brain thinks the only way to survive is to run every possible scenario before making a decision. The brain convinces you that if you think long enough, you can prevent bad things from happening. Spoiler, you can't. Life is unpredictable. But the mind craves certainty so much that it clings to analysis, even when it hurts. There's also a biological side. Neuroscience shows that overthinking activates the brain's default mode network, the part responsible for self-reflection. It's useful in small doses, but when it goes into overdrive, it creates anxiety, rumination, and even depression. And here's the ironic twist. Overthinking feels like productivity. Your brain tricks you into believing you're solving problems, when in reality, you're just digging a deeper hole. Let's talk about the damage it causes. You spend so long weighing every option that you end up making no decision at all. Opportunities pass you by, not because you're incapable, but because you're stuck in your own head. Overthinkers often create problems that never existed. You assume someone is mad at you, so you pull away. They weren't mad until your distance made them question the relationship. Constant overthinking drains your energy, making you exhausted even when you've done nothing physical. That's why overthinkers often feel tired all the time. Here's a story. A student once spent weeks preparing for a presentation, rehearsing every possible question the teacher might ask. On the day, she blanked out, not because she wasn't prepared, but because her brain was overloaded with what-ifs. Overthinking didn't protect her. It destroyed her confidence. And maybe the most dangerous cost: missed joy. While your mind replays yesterday and predicts tomorrow, you miss the only thing that's real: this moment. So how do you know if you're caught in the cycle? Watch out for these traps. Believing you can't act until everything is flawless. Every decision leads to endless alternative scenarios, assuming you know what others think, even with zero proof. Wishing you could redo conversations that are already gone. Recognize any of these? Chances are you've been living in your head more than in reality. Now here's the good news. Overthinking isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, and habits can be changed. When faced with a decision, give yourself a deadline. I'll think about this for 10 minutes, then choose. The brain works better under boundaries. When thoughts loop, do something physical. Walk, journal, or even wash dishes. Action interrupts rumination. Ask yourself, do I have evidence for this thought? 90% of the time you'll realize it's just imagination. Remember, mistakes don't define you. They teach you. Think of your mind like a radio. Overthinking is static noise. The more you turn down the noise, the clearer life becomes. So the hidden psychology of overthinking is this. It tricks you into believing you're safe, when really, it's the very thing holding you back from living. It convinces you that by thinking more, you'll suffer less. But the truth? Overthinking is suffering. The challenge isn't to stop thinking, it's to start living. Because the moment you step out of your head and into the present, that's when life finally begins.